Since 1992, Omix-Ada has been making about 15,000 original equipment replacement parts and accessories for Jeeps. On this Andy's Auto Sport Manufacturer Spotlight, we're going to show you how to replace a windshield frame on our Project YJ. Now, there's several reasons you may want to replace your windshield frame. If you've had an accidental rollover when you were out jeeping, obviously the frame is the first thing to go, so it's easy to replace and a great time to do that. Or if you're doing some sort of a restoration. If you're doing a restoration, it's much easier to replace a windshield frame than it is to take the old one off and prep it and do those things. A nice new windshield frame makes things a lot easier. Now, in our instance, as you can see, we've got a lot of rust around the bottom that has been tried to be repaired in the past. It was just easier for us to replace, and also our windshield was broken, so it was just easier for us to replace the windshield and the frame as a whole. Now, these frames don't come painted. They come exactly as you see right here. With a little prep work yourself, you can paint it, or you can take it to an auto body shop. Now that you see our finished product, let's show you how we got here. Now, as we said earlier, the main reason that we're replacing the windshield frame on our Jeep is it's rusted. And as you can see down here, there's a whole bunch of rust at the bottom, at the base right below the windshield. So we're going to go ahead and replace this. Now, in order to do that, we're going to need to pull some bolts loose. Now, you're going to want to disconnect everything from the windshield. To start off, what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove it from the roll bar. We're going to take our accessories off, like our sun visors. We're going to remove those. Then we're going to fold our windshield down so that we can get to the windshield wiper motor in here, make sure it's unplugged before we disconnect everything. Okay, so we're going to remove the accessories that are actually bolted to the windshield frame. This little strap, this little piece right here, now that's real important. So if you're actually jeeping, what you do is you fold the windshield down, and there's actually a strap that goes on there to hold the windshield down so that it doesn't bounce up and down while you're doing some heavy four-wheeling. And of course, you can't get the roll bar loose from the windshield frame without removing the sun visor. So we're going to remove those as well. Okay, now that we've got everything taken off the windshield frame, we're going to go ahead and remove our Torx bolts that actually hold the roll bar to the windshield frame. Okay, just two more to go. We've got these two Torx bolts down here as well. These hold the bottom of the windshield frame in place. So once we take these off, the windshield will be able to fold down and we'll be able to get to our electric motor for our windshield wipers. Okay, now when we try to push our windshield forward, you can see that it's bending the hinge instead of actually working on the hinge like it's supposed to. Now, we kind of expected this. Our Jeep is a little bit older. It's also been down by the ocean, and so it's kind of rusted. So what we did is we ordered some brand spanking new Smitty-built hinges. Now, these will go, they're just factory replacements. They also come in stainless steel. So check out the link below if you're going to need to replace yours on your vehicle. All right, now that we have our windshield frame painted, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install our base seal. Now, this is the seal that goes between the base of the windshield frame and the actual body of the Jeep. It's very simple. This pops on here like this, and there's a little seal that goes over the top. We take our little sheet metal screws. There's little holes here that go right through. And this basically holds the seal in place so that when you do fold the windshield down, it doesn't pull away from the actual base of the windshield frame. Now, there's a little lip, as you can see right here, that goes on the outside of the windshield frame. You want to make sure you get that out from behind there before you screw in the rest of your screws. Okay, now that we've got our frame seal installed, it's time to go ahead and put in our windshield wiper mechanism. Most of this is done from the back. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and reassemble our windshield wiper assembly. But before we do that, we need to reinstall our VIN plate. Now, we had to take the VIN plate off the old windshield frame. It's actually mounted to it. Now, these are normally installed with special rivets. However, on Jeeps, this is pretty common, so you just want to make sure you reinstall it and put it back on. You can just use ordinary screws. That way you can get it put back on. There are several other places on the actual chassis itself that have the VIN number, so they don't give you too much grief when you have to replace it like this. Okay, we have our windshield arm assemblies. Now these are going to go in. This is a very simple thing. You want to make sure that you put them in the right direction though, because this only goes so far, as you can see, and they're indexed on the actual windshield frame itself. Okay, now there are a couple of arms that you have to reinstall. Now these have little ball sockets that the actual windshield wiper assembly goes to. So you want to make sure you lubricate those. Put just a little bit of grease. You don't need a lot. Just a very, very little bit in there will keep them from kind of jumping around and chattering and getting stuck. So just put a little bit of grease in each one of these, and that'll take care of that, just so it'll keep them operating free. Now on this one, you see there's a ball socket on this end. That goes towards the windshield wiper motor, and our second arm is going to connect to that and actually connect to the wiper motor itself. Now, in order to make this a little bit easier, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a socket to go over top of this on an extension. That way I can push it evenly from all sides and help push that, push it into place. All right, connecting the electric drive motor to the actual arm assembly is real simple. You want to make sure you connect this side first because it's going to be the most difficult side to get to. You don't have a whole lot of room there. You're going to want to grease this little ball socket here as well. And then also want to grease inside this. Again, keep there from being any chatter or anything that's going to create problems in the future. Since our windshield was broken, we decided to have our new windshield professionally installed. If you're going to reuse your old windshield, make sure you have polyurethane or a new seal. All right, now normally I would put my new hinges on my windshield first and then install the windshield and pop it up here. Of course, we had some problems with these bolts on the side. We had to drill them out because the nuts that are on the back side were actually spinning. So I actually had to drill them out because I couldn't actually get a wrench up in there. So what I'm going to do is, we got our new Smitty built hinges. I'm going to actually mount this part first because I have to reach around there. That way I don't have to reach around the windshield. I don't have to worry about holding it up and things like that. So that's where we're going to start with reinstalling our windshield. All right, now basically what we've done is we've set the windshield on top of the Jeep and we're allowing the windshield seal that we installed to set on the hinge. Now once we've done that, our windshield brackets came with new screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise this up into place and then install the new screws that came with our new hinges. Okay, now when you're installing the new windshield hinge on the windshield itself, you'll see on the top that these in here are kind of on a little sliding little insert that's inside there. What you're going to need to do sometimes is you'll have to manipulate one of those with a pick or a punch so you can get the hole lined up on the bottom, and then at that point now you can actually wiggle it around a little bit with the new piece, and you can hold the second one in place so you can install the second bolt. Now if you have a YJ like ours, tighten down the windshield frame bolts first, then tighten the roll bar bolts. We're real excited to take another step with our Project YJ by replacing our rusted out windshield frame with this new one from Omix-Ada. Now she's not quite a prom queen yet, but we're getting closer. Remember, you can purchase any of the over 15,000 parts that Omix-Ada makes at andysautosport.com. If you have any questions, feel free to call one of our knowledgeable sales staff at 1-800-419-1152 or email us at info@andysautosport.com. And once you get your vehicle exactly the way you want it, make sure you send us pictures to customer.rides@andysautosport.com. We might feature your vehicle on our Facebook page. We hope you've learned something today, and we'll see you on another Andy's Autosport Manufacturer Spotlight.